And I told him about the business, and and we go way back. And at first he had his own little idea and stuff like that, and he didn't exactly do it the way I told him to do it, and he can tell you the rest of it. But when he started to listen, he started to see exponential growth in his business. We have to be teachable, coachable, and help us. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And that's how I got here. I didn't get here by myself. Miss Lawanda helped me to get here. You understand what I'm saying? I just give it to her. You understand what I'm saying? So, just give it up to yourself for coming out.
Okay, a little bit about myself. My name is James G. And I see a lot of people that I call. Many of you showed up. Thank you very much for taking the initiative. I see you want to change your life to better. I want to share a few 10 keys that I call 10 keys to success to life. Number one, attitude. You gotta have the right attitude. Your attitude determines your altitude in life. Number two is focus. You must be focused on your goals. And if you don't have a focus, you're all over the place. Focus is very important. Number three, do not procrastinate. If you want to do something, do it. If you need to get up, as I do at 4 o'clock every day, Monday to Friday, sharp. 4 o'clock most of the time, at 3:58, 3:59, I'm up before the alarm goes off because I don't want to wake up my wife. I shut off the alarm. You can confirm that with my wife. Sometimes she's like, hasn't gone off yet. I said, what are you doing up? So, you gotta have that. Now, do not procrastinate. Very important. Number four, plan ahead. I always say, fail to plan, plan to fail. When I worked at Air Canada as a manager, actually Rohan was as lead when I was a manager, wasn't I? And I stepped down. But I used to show up half an hour before. I would do the manpower roster, equipment, line it up, get it ready. When I was on shift, stock, which is low under, had no problem. Everything was organized even for the next shift. And we do that at Boston Pizza. You know that. You always prepare for the next shift to come on. Everything is ready. All right. Keep an open mind. You cannot get through life or in any kind of business success if you have a closed mind. You must have an open mind to listen with both ears, not just with one ear, and you cannot be restrictive to yourself. You need to listen to other people, see what their success are, follow their success. Because we have people in the business who have gone through success and failure. They're going to come and tell you, Steve, don't do that. I tried that, it failed. Do it this way. It's going to be successful. You are cutting shortcuts to get to success faster when you do that. So keep an open mind. Next, every action has a reaction. What does that mean? If you don't do nothing, you get nothing. You do something, you will get a result. Positive or negative. But do something. Okay? Next, everything is possible in life. Don't ever think that, you know what, Rohan is making $100,000 a year. I'll never get there. You know what? Buddy, I'm telling you, I'm going to pass you.
All right, bring it on, bro.
So, now, always, in business I learned, get to the root cause. What works? If you have a problem, get to the root cause. Don't, fiddle around with the end result. Find how you got to where you got to. Correct that, and everything else is going to correct itself. And if you need to talk about that a little further, I'll be more than happy to talk to you one-on-one. Because I can go on this 10 points for 1 hour if I have to. I'm going to cut it to 10 minutes. Okay. Number 9 is very important, especially with the younger generations that are coming up. Little bit about myself. I was born in Sri Lanka. I studied to be a gynecologist, did 2 years. Came to Canada. Board of Education says, you can wipe your ass with this paper. You gotta go back to high school. So I asked my uncle, what is the best way to get into the working industry? He says, Canada is a growing country. We need people who can actually build buildings and structures. What pays best, I said. He said, a fitter welder. Went to Humber College, got my certification. I'm a certified fitter welder. I have a license in Ontario and Alberta, and I have 9 welding tickets active right now. My first job was to build the Spadina subway, Eglinton and Yorkdale stations. You might have passed it. I had a hand in it. Costco building at 410 and Steeles, I built it all the way. I built the oven to heat the uranium rods in the Darlington nuclear power plant. I built a turbine for Niagara Falls. So I've done a lot of projects and a lot of things. I built skids, which is platforms that go in the middle of the ocean to drill oil. So I have a lot of experience in my field. However, it pays the bills. It hasn't taken me to the next level that I can be financially independent. That's why I am here. So how did I get there? My dad was an engineer, and he always preached, you cannot be lazy. You have to, laziness is an excuse for a poor man. Okay? You have to get off your ass and do what you gotta do. Don't be lazy. That is a key point. I can't focus on that enough. Laziness is an excuse for failure. Now the final point is, remember what I said, keep an open mind? I said, okay, learn something new every day. When you get up in the morning, you need to learn something new every day. I can fix a watch to a car, but still, when people tell me, do it this way, like, simple example, at Boston Pizza, I sort French fries into little bags. And somebody else who is younger than me come and say, you know what? You're doing it wrong. If you do it this way, it goes faster. I'm older, mature, but I learned something from somebody younger and I adapted that. I didn't take it the wrong way. I embraced that. I learned it. Now, you see how I learned something? That's what I'm talking about. Keep an open mind and learn something new every day. That is going to make you richer. Little bit about how I got to the business. When Rohan called me, he told me, oh, there's this great opportunity. We were in the airline business and so on. Yeah, I like that. I looked at it. Yeah, it's nice. I think I can make a go of it. I used to be a good salesman too. I said, this is a piece of cake for me. As a matter of fact, Rohan says, okay, you know what, I'll help you sign up, send me your information and I will sign you up. I went through the website, I did some research about YTB and its past. And I did some research about how much will it cost to buy a travel agency. I came across a brick and mortar travel agency for sale, $21,000 plus $100,000 deposit. And I said, that's not gonna work. Then I said, I looked for online travel agencies, and there is about 10 online travel agencies that you can join. And the cheapest one that is available is, I was just showing Mary, is $29.95 to join. And you gotta pay $1,000 up front. And you don't have this residual and this bonuses. You have to get your own TICO license. The TICO license that we get through YTB costs you $35. Am I correct? If you go to Humber College and do the course, it's how much?
Exactly. I checked the cases.
$500. There you go. So everything is pretty much handed to you in a platter in this business. I said, I thought to myself, you know, I'm a logical guy. So by the time I made the decision, I didn't even talk to Rohan. He didn't even know. I joined YTB myself online. When I talked to him the next day, I said, I've already joined. He goes, no way. You know, I signed up by myself because I did my research, I did my homework, and I knew this was something that I could succeed at with all the past experience I've had. But I thought I was smart because, you know, I'm a cool guy and I thought I was a smart guy, as everybody else thinks they are the best, right? I thought I was the best at it. So I figured, you know what, I don't need to go build my team and all that. I don't need that. I can just do the sales and I can get rich like that. Well, 2 months later, let me tell you, I got like 2 sales. It doesn't work like that. Because you get a sale, you make a little bit of money. But you build a team around you, you get 10 people, each one gets 1 sale. Now you're looking at 11 sales a month. That's pretty simple math. And Miss Lawanda explained on a conference call one day, you need to make what do you call a goal, set a goal for the year. And that clicked the light bulb on my head. I said, I know there are people who are making $1 million. I know people who are making $100,000. By the way, Rohan, what kind of car do you drive?
Well, I have a BMW now.
BMW what?
X5.
There you go. Miss Lawanda, what kind of car do you drive?
Mercedes 350E.
Okay, I rest my case. Okay, seeing is believing. You don't believe me? Go touch them. Okay, they are not fictional figures. These are real people with real vehicles, making real money. Do you want to be in that position? That's your choice, isn't it? Now, nothing is free. What you put into the business is what you get out of it. If you're not going to put the effort and time, don't waste your money. Go get drunk and go to sleep. Okay? Because that's where you're going to be. But if you're going to put your hard-earned money, you better work your ass out. And if you're in my team, I'm going to kick your ass. Okay? Because I have a military background. And I was the North American champion in 1979 Taekwondo. 3rd-degree black belt. So, if you're going to be in my power team, you're going to get rich whether you like it or not. Okay? Because when you are rich, I'm rich. When you are successful, I'm successful. And what I did was, my excuse for not getting involved and building my power team was that I was doing 2 jobs. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I go to one job, then I go to my second job. I come home by 11, 12, go to sleep by 1, back up again 4 o'clock. So much so, one day I showed up on my second job during the week that I was off. I was like a hamster on a wheel, just going one day to the next. I showed up and my boss, Ivy, says, "What are you doing here?" I said, "What, am I not on shift?" He goes, "No, you got the day off today." "Oh, you changed my schedule?" "Yeah." "You're off?" "Sorry, okay, there you go." "I'll take the day off, thank you." He said, "No, you can stay and work." I said, "No, for what? I need a day off, you know?" So I was that hamster on a wheel. Day to day, repeat the same thing over and over, and the money comes into the account and the bills get paid. Life goes on. Now, my day job, I'm a fitter welder. Overhead crane came off the roof and hit me on the shoulder, and my shoulder is pretty much broken up. I got 2 tears. I have to go for surgery. I just went to see the specialist yesterday. So they're gonna rush me through, fast track me for surgery. But that's God's way of saying, "James, get off your ass and do something with YTB." So Sunday I had the day off. Well, I sent some texts out to a few people that I knew, who I know is looking for an opportunity and motivated for some money. So Sunday I sat on my bed, lie on my bed with a fluffed up pillow, And I start calling everybody and texting everybody. I picked like 30 people. And I said, I'd like to invite you to a meeting. It was hard work lying on bed, having a cup of coffee that my wife brought over. But it's work. I don't know how comfortable you want to be at your work. I'm quite comfortable lying on my own bed, talking on the phone. That's the kind of work conditions I like, Not going to a hard concrete floor where the boss is saying, are you done yet? Are you done yet? And a crane hits you. So that's what it is. You get the point. That's the job. That's the time you got to put in. That's, you build your team and you get your success. As simple as that. Now, going back to what Ms. Lawanda said about setting goals. So I said to myself, what kind of goal should I set? Let me see, my mortgage, my line of credit, all the bills put together. I think 300,000 should do to be financially free. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to be like Rohan Grant, make 100,000 a year. I'm going to set my goal at 300,000 in 4 years. That's very conservative. Now, if you want to reach the moon, you got to aim to Uranus. If you get halfway even, I know it's funny. I picked it because it's funny. Okay. I could have picked Mars, yeah, but
You're always a funny guy, James.
At least you got it. Okay, so. But anyway, so I said 300,000 in 4 years, and that's what I'm going to stick to. But I know I'm going to do better than that, because my team is going to make me better than that, right? And that's the goal. And like I said, if you're on my team, I'm going to make sure you reach your goals too. Everybody in life needs to set goals. Why? Because without a goal, it's like driving on the highway behind a transport trailer. All you can see is a wall. You can't see where the hell you're going. You need to move out of that lane and get a clearer view of where you need to go. Set your GPS in life where you need to go, not where life takes you. You pick your destination. You make your own destination. You make your own luck. People say, oh, look at James. He's got a nice house, brand new car, this, that, blah, blah. I said, no, I'm not that lucky. I worked for that.
Yes.
I worked hard for it. I made it come true. And that's what this is. You have to set your goals and you have to work at it. Set a plan and say, I'm going to do so many calls in this many days, and do it. You put one foot in front of the other. Don't think about getting to the end yet. You know where the end is. You know which direction you need to go. But you need to take that first step. And that's the beginning of your new life. One final point. You have to believe in yourself. If you have any doubts that you can't do this, you know what? Remember the 10 points that I said? You belong in somewhere in that category. You need to believe in yourself. Once you believe in yourself, everybody else will believe in you. You get the point?
Yes.
Believing in yourself is believing in your business. You have to believe in YTV. You have to believe you're going to be successful. Because if you believe it, if you feel it, you will do it. You will get there. If you believe that you're going to be, oh, I don't know if I can do it, I don't know if this, I don't know that, I can't, you know what? That's just excuses. No excuse. No bullshit. You need to go believe in yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, do I want to improve my life, or do you want to be in that same hamster wheel Monday to Friday, show up at work even if you don't have a shift? Right? So that's what you need to change. You need to step out of that box, step out of that hamster wheel and say, you know what? There's more to life.
Yeah.
And with YTB, That is what's going to give you financial freedom. I'm sorry, Rohan, I'm not interested in a BMW X5, and I'm sorry, I'm not interested in a Mercedes Benz.
It's all right.
I, like to buy a vacation house somewhere in a tropical country for retirement, while my residual income is coming in and I can do my sales from on the beach with my toes in the sand. That's the kind of financial freedom I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know what your motivation is, but that's my motivation, right? Pay off my mortgage, pay off my bills, and hey, I've been successful in every other aspect in life. So this is, I know I'm going to be successful. I'm going to put 100% effort into it, and I'm going to make sure I'm going to get there. Because you know why? Because I said so. Nobody else is going to tell me how I'm going to live my life. I tell myself I'm going to live my life. And it's up to you, take hold of your own life and set your destiny. Don't let anybody else.
If he doesn't get it, you know how you can get it, right?
Don't let anybody else tell you you can't do it, it's not worth it, you're gonna lose. You know what? They are the losers.
Yep.
No.
You gotta believe in yourself, and you gotta go ahead. Yes, Alex.
Well, I was just gonna make one point real quick.
Yes.
As James pointed out, every day that you learn something new is a day you can call a day where you've actually done something, right?
Correct.
Now, I'm fairly young. At a few years ago, I had a sales job at TELUS. I was part-time, and I was top 5 in Ontario for small business. Working part-time in the store.
Awesome.
And when you're talking about selling anything to anybody, it's about kind of putting yourself into the sale. So when you are marketing this business to anybody, take a look at the very first question that you asked, right? If you had the time and the money, what would you do? That is your selling point for this, because you look at that right there. The $1,000 bonus, just say you bring in 7 people, right? With that one simple line, time and money. The $1,000 bonus, you spend 500 of it, you send yourself to Paris for a week. You have the time, you have the money, you have now traveled. Now you can show that to other people, being like, hey, this is what I've done, this business is very straightforward. With the time and the money that I now have from doing this, you can send yourself to Paris for a week. You can send yourself to Dubai for a week. You can go on a cruise. And just going back to that very first sentence, it's an instant market to people who might not grasp the concept right away, but it really lets them visualize, hey, even if I only make $300, I only got to pay $50 out of my own pocket to go on a cruise for a week. That's genius. And that will start the wheel turning in people's heads. So if you're kind of wondering about how to market it, that's just a really simple way to look at it and kind of show everybody what this can possibly do for you.
Awesome. And I know we're going to break in a little bit unorthodox. To let you know as well, because I've done this several times already so far.
Yeah.
And like James said, you have to believe in it. Another thing you can realize, the company have many ways in which with Facebook, Twitter, and all these things, it's easier than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kijiji as well.
No,
I mean, I have people call me Kijiji as well.
Okay, I don't want to take any more of your time. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you enjoyed it.